All right, let's get right into it because we are tracking an absolute powder keg today. Welcome to this urgent explainer. It's June 4th, 2026, and we're looking at an unprecedented convergence of global crises. We've got a president clashing with his own government, international borders literally burning, and the global economy just holding its breath. We are mapping the raw data of this breaking situation right now.
The reality on the ground is stark. Today is, without a doubt, the most consequential 24 hours of this entire conflict. That promised timeline for the war? Yeah, it's completely collapsed, and the fallout is happening all at once.
Just watch the dominoes fall here. The US House just voted to flat out halt the war. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, Iranian drones struck a civilian airport in Kuwait, leaving one dead. Global oil is rocketing toward $100 a barrel. And the White House? Well, they're trapped in a massive holding pattern. Let's break down exactly how we got here.
Part 1. Congress halts the war. And guys, this is a massive rebuke. In Washington, the House delivered a totally bipartisan slap on the wrist, invoking what's known as the War Powers Resolution. Basically, this is a direct exercise of their constitutional authority, demanding an immediate, hard stop to all military action against Iran. Members actually crossed the aisle to explicitly check the executive branch and slam the brakes on an unapproved conflict. The path to this vote is pretty clear when you step back. Day 1, the war kicks off without any formal declaration. Fast forward, and we're now 3 months in, with exactly 0 congressional approval. So Congress is officially saying enough, stamping a massive halt on operations as of June 3rd. Now, whether the president actually complies, well, that's still a massive question mark.
Moving to Part 2, drones strike a Kuwait airport, signaling a huge escalation in the Gulf.
Because while politicians were debating in DC, the military reality on the ground escalated drastically. Iranian drones just struck an international civilian airport in Kuwait, killing 1 person. This is a game changer. Kuwait is neutral territory, but they host US forces. Iran's message here is unmistakable. If this conflict keeps going, literally no country in the region is safe.
And man, the economic shockwave was instant. Oil prices reacted immediately to the threat, rapidly climbing right back toward a punishing $100 a barrel. I mean, every single time a drone flies near the Gulf, every new threat to international shipping lanes, that translates directly into higher fuel prices for all of us globally.
Which brings us to Part 3. Trump is boxed in, with absolutely no good options.
According to the AP, the commander-in-chief is in a total holding pattern right now, caught between 2 pretty unviable choices. Option 1, sign a peace deal. The catch? His political base is going to view this compromise as a total surrender after 3 months of fighting. But look at option 2, refuse the deal. The flaw there? The war just goes on indefinitely. Congress is officially against it, oil spikes, and US troops stay squarely in the crosshairs. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Now there's a third option, restarting a massive full-scale offensive. But that carries catastrophic risks. First, it defies the direct congressional vote, which basically flirts with a constitutional crisis. Second, it pushes oil to unprecedented record levels. And militarily, reports show US missile stockpiles are already severely depleted from the last 90 days of combat. Every single path forward right now carries heavy consequences.
So let's look at Part 4. Violence continues in Lebanon, creating a 3-month front.
That whole promise that all the shooting would just stop? Yeah, that failed completely. In Lebanon, the situation is actually deteriorating. The IDF is actively continuing strikes and putting out new evacuation warnings south of the Zaharni River, targeting Hezbollah terror infrastructure. And tragically, a mortar attack near Marjayon killed a UN peacekeeper and injured 2 others just this morning. The conflict is literally bleeding outward.
Despite earlier assurances coming out of Washington about a comprehensive ceasefire, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu explicitly stated Israel will, quote, continue to operate as planned. So, Hezbollah and Israel remain locked in intense, heavy combat, 3 full months into a war that we were told would be over in weeks.
Section 5. What happens next?
Let's just step back for a second and look at the absolute perfect storm we are facing right now. Every single indicator on the board is flashing red. We've got a bipartisan Congress voting to halt the war? Check. An airport drone strike resulting in civilian casualties in neutral Kuwait? Check. The global economy sweating as oil prices near $100 a barrel? Check. And over in Lebanon, a fatal escalation leaving a UN peacekeeper dead? Check. Here is the core friction we're dealing with today, the massive gap between the promise and the reality.
A war that was promised to end in a decisive victory within 6 weeks has morphed into a 3-month quagmire. It has completely outlasted the promised ceasefire, it's drained all domestic political capital, and that peace deal still unsigned.
The main thing you should take away from this is that the clock is running out, both politically and economically. Financial reports are issuing a really dire warning right now. If this holding pattern continues and Middle East energy disruptions bleed into next year, the global economy is forecasted to suffer severe, lasting damage. This isn't just about regional politics anymore. This is about global stability.
So the whole paradigm has shifted. The question isn't really who wins this war anymore, but can anyone actually stop it before it spirals out of control? Should the president obey Congress and halt, or push forward despite these massive risks? I really want to hear from you on this, so drop a comment below with your thoughts on this unprecedented global crisis. We're going to keep tracking these breaking developments in our next explainer, so make sure you stay informed. Catch you then!